Okay, hi everyone. Sorry that was internet problem. Internet problem. Sorry guys, internet problems. Hopefully it won't happen again. Hi guys, sorry for that internet problems. But back what I'm talking about, these companies should be basically against honey. These companies should fight against honey because and it should be illegal what honey is doing because really it's completely unfair to us, the consumers, that have to pay more money. I guess we're not really paying more money, but it should be unfair to the companies because actually we do have to pay money because the companies have to raise money. At the end of the day, companies do have to raise money and companies do need to basically raise money and all of that for the because basically companies need to raise money because Honey is stealing affiliate links and stealing coupon codes and also being this scummy. Like it's so stupid and so ridiculous how scummy and how crappy they're being. And I just want to get that across. I just hate what Honey is doing, and I just hate all of this. And I think it's really scummy, really stupid. So yeah, that's what I think about Honey. They're being really stupid, really scummy, and I hate it so very much. But yeah.
The wires. I don't know. They misrepresented that funds were payable to them when in fact funds were payable to other people or maybe not at all.
True, yeah,
So I,
true.
I charge it on a wire fraud statute, but I don't hold my breath about that. And how high functioning is law enforcement right now? You know, the FBI lost a lot of talented people over the past couple years, and
Yeah,
so
they
I don't
have. Yeah, they
presume
have.
that there are technical staff who are able to do this work. A lot has to break right for there to be criminal liability for these violations.
That's the sad part is that the FBI has did lose a lot of people because of our stupid president. In my opinion, Trump should have never fired all of the FBI because they do the job to do for a reason. They try to keep us safe, and they try to make sure things like these don't happen. And if we don't have a lot of FBI people, and if we don't have a lot of these talented people legally side, then basically that could lead to companies like these getting away with all this shitty stuff. Like this basically allows all these companies to get away with all this stuff because they just basically know they can get away with it because there's not a lot of legal people left in the system because our president is just basically not doing the best thing. He's firing people for no reason, in my opinion, and my beliefs and all of that. So yeah, but I just think that basically really our president's not doing the best job he could be doing. Trump is not doing the best job, but for because he fired people that would have not allowed this to happen in the first place. So yeah,
I really have to thank Ben for his time for me, but I
yeah.
think for everyone following this investigation. Ben will be
Mm-hmm.
publishing his own in-depth research into this system on his blog, so I highly recommend checking that out. I'll link it below.
I believe that's going to blow up insanely much because of how much this video is going to blow up and how much people are going to watch this and dissect everything because of it, because of all this. That's what I am guessing, but it could be wrong. So, yeah, but I recommend you guys watching this video, MegaLag's video, and I recommend you checking out that blog when that does release because really that means that basically everyone is going to be able to basically see more in depth. And what else, honey? Hopefully, MegaLag reports what this guy reports, because I would love to see him talk about it. Because maybe there's new stuff that this person discovers that's new that MegaLag hasn't discovered. So hopefully, MegaLag stays in touch with that person for the legal side and just for advice. That's what I think. But yeah.
So now that we've established what the system is, that leaves us with one last critical question. How long has this been going on for?
Yeah,
Was this
how
system
long?
developed under
Yeah.
PayPal's leadership or under the leadership of Ryan Hudson and George Ruan? I knew the best way to find out would be to locate as many historic versions of Honey's extension as possible and to sift through each version's code. And thankfully, I found almost 300 archives.
God, that's a
dating
lot.
all the way back to
Gosh.
2014.
What the shit?
Nice. So I started methodically checking each
Okay.
version one by one, looking for any mention of the SSD rules in the code, and found references dating all the way back to version 13.1.0, which was released in March of 2021. Now, keep in mind, PayPal acquired Honey in 2020, so I was initially under the impression that the system was developed under PayPal's leadership. That was until I stumbled across an article written in 2020 by security researcher Vladimir Pellant. As I read through his research on Honey, this
Interesting,
one section
okay.
stood out where he found that Honey was encrypting specific chunks of their code to conceal it from outsiders. And in one of the
Interesting.
screenshots showing this encrypted data, I noticed something familiar, a reference to SSD. I thought, holy shit, is this the same SSD? Was Honey originally encrypting the code behind the system to conceal it from outsiders? Well, thanks to Vladimir's expertise, he was able to decrypt this data and shared a portion of the code in his article. And what do you know? Another familiar name shows up, ContID, and a reference to the CJ affiliate network. At this point, I was confident he had found the same SSD system. The only issue was that Vladimir only shared a small portion of the decrypted code. But thankfully, the URL to this encrypted data was still active. And Vladimir included instructions on how to decrypt it. W in the chat for Vladimir. So I downloaded the
Yes,
code.
W in
decrypted
chat,
it, and
W in
sure
chat.
enough, it was the same SSD system. It checked if you
Interesting.
were logged in, how old your account was, if you had over 500 cashback points, whether your email contained the word test in it, and of course the classic, do you have any affiliate network cookies in your browser? Armed with this critical insight, I expanded my search and traced this system all the way back to version 10.5.2, which was released in October of 2017, suggesting the system was engineered while Honey was under the leadership of Ryan Hudson and George Ruan, and has been around for a staggering 8 years. Now, with that said,
That's
it's important to
interesting,
clarify a couple of
okay.
things. First, these archives were sourced from a third-party site called CRX for Chrome. And while I have no reason to doubt their authenticity, it's important to acknowledge the possibility of inaccuracies. Second, none of this serves
Yeah.
as proof that Ryan and George were directly responsible for the creation of the system. However, it is difficult to imagine that such a sophisticated system could be developed by some rogue developer without George and Ryan's knowledge. And if we consider who would be most incentivized to develop such a system, well, it would certainly be the two individuals who stood to benefit the most, right? But again, at this stage, we can only speculate. And for that reason, I genuinely hope this triggers an investigation by regulators or law enforcement.
I really hope so too, because if it seems to be true that these two people were basically in charge of this whole legal thing going down, then I think those two should be going to jail and basically facing legal issues, because really, this is not okay. Like, this is not okay for people to be doing in general, and for companies to be doing. Like, if it's true that these two people in charge of Honey back in 2017 were in charge of this system being in place and being made in the first place, and maybe maybe themselves also was helping out making the system, then in my opinion, they need to face legal issues, they need to face charges, jail time, because they shouldn't be allowed to get away with this. There shouldn't be a way to get away with this scot-free. So I really do hope that I agree with MegaLag here, that I hope that is basically this goes in this fire, and hopefully policemen actually do an investigation about the company, and actually this actually does a legal issue, because I really hope this goes and this hopefully police and law enforcement actually in FBI actually does investigate these two people, because they should, because basically this has been going on for way too long now, and companies are starting, it's gotten to the point to where other companies are trying to impersonate them and are trying to do what Honey was doing, and they're also getting away with it. And I hate that so very much. So yeah,
The public, the YouTube community, and the entire affiliate marketing industry deserve clear answers.
Yeah, we
Now,
do.
The next
Yeah.
few weeks are about to get very, very interesting.
Ooh,
Because once this
ooh.
video goes live, every major affiliate network is going to have to confront PayPal about the system.
True.
And unless
Yeah,
PayPal
so
can
very
give them
true.
a legitimate business reason for evading stand-down rules and trying to hide it from them,
Uh-huh.
which I seriously doubt, I honestly think that the affiliate networks will have no choice but to terminate their partnership with Honey. They won't want to. Honey makes the networks a lot of money, but keeping them as a publisher after this, it isn't just risky, it's a potential PR disaster.
Yeah, it is for all those companies. They could basically fall apart and fall down if they don't get rid of Honey now. If they don't get rid of Honey, then basically if they don't get rid of Honey immediately, then this makes them look like a bad company for not getting rid of Honey. So then they will also, like with Honey and PayPal and all these other companies are doing the same exact thing, go down and go bankrupt, and their business will be non-existent because they're running out of money, infrastructure, etc., etc. That's what's going to happen if they don't get rid of Honey after this video is now live on YouTube, of all places. So, yeah, that's where things are even more bad. So, yeah.
The severity of the misconduct here is just too high. Even if you put
Yeah, it
aside the
is.
possibility
Yeah.
of wire fraud charges, let's not overlook the fact that Honey has been snooping around
Uh-huh.
your browser for cookies
Yeah.
entirely unrelated to their service.
Uh-huh.
I cannot stress enough how significant a privacy violation like that is. These are all factors the networks
That should be a privacy reason, because why would they need to go through your computer and go through your profile to see if you have those cookies? Like, that should be a major privacy concern, a major privacy risk. Like, I hate how they get away with this, and I am super glad that MegaLag is now covering this, and MegaLag is now basically showcasing this and bringing it to everyone's attention. I really appreciate MegaLag for his work, and I really like him. He's a really great person. I really think I should subscribe to his YouTube channel and all of that, and so on and so forth. Make sure you like the video, and subscribe. I have the video link down below in the description. Make sure you look in the description, because that's where you can find the link to this video that I'm watching right now. So yeah, but I think they should be facing legal charges and privacy concern charges as well, because this is really concerning what they're doing here that he released today. So yeah.
will have to weigh carefully when making their decision.
True,
Now,
yeah.
I'll be leaving a link below with access to the Honey files, so you can review the data yourself, and
Ooh.
I highly encourage you to do so. I'll also include a separate, more technical video that dives deeper into my testing processes and the technical nuances of Honey's system. This should be particularly useful for security researchers, lawyers, and, of course, the affiliate networks. There's also a backup of Honey store data on the Wayback Machine, so I'd like to thank the archive team for helping me facilitate that, and of course, a big
Ooh,
thanks
okay.
to archive.org for providing such a valuable platform. Finally, if you have any information about the system, particularly regarding who was involved in its creation, please feel free to reach out to me anonymously via Signal or Proton Mail. And just to set expectations, part 3 is coming, but it is a massive project, and the story is still unfolding in real time with all the ongoing class action lawsuits.
True,
I suspect
fair,
part
yeah.
3 will require a lot of travel and coordination, and I'm currently a one-man team doing all of this myself. But in the meantime, I look forward to Ryan's follow-up AMA on Reddit.
Ryan Hudson was given the right to respond and replied with the following. Your 24 hours deadline suggests you aren't serious about incorporating feedback into a story you've spent the past year working on. Ryan was offered an additional 48 hours but did not respond. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay. George Run did not respond for comment. That's bad for him. That makes him look bad, I think. Denies wrongdoing but did not directly address the specific behaviors demonstrated in this series. Ooh, okay. Misconduct was reported to multiple affiliate networks. Confirmed it has fully suspended as a publisher. AWIN no longer lists Karma now as publisher on its platform. That's good though. That's good. Oh, that. Okay. PayPal was sent a right to reply and responded with the following. Thanks for getting back to us and for giving us the opportunity to respond. Simply put, your claims are wrong. Much of your analytics is misformed, including referencing materials from more than a decade ago and 5 years before PayPal acquired Honey. Regarding your claims related to data collection, our approach is fully explained and outlined in our terms of use. Interesting. Okay. On your claims related to marketing, our privacy statement clearly states that Honey was created for the exclusive use of adults. Honey does not target minors. When we become aware of legal issues of Honey's trademarks, we take immediate action across the internet, including on Roblox, Minecraft, etc. What's more, there has been no paid YouTube marketing for Honey since 2023. Fair, yeah, because MegaLag started this investigation in 2024, so that does make sense. Finally, the Honey platform follows industry rules. That's all false. We know that's all false and stupid at this point. Again, we continue. I don't trust PayPal or Honey anymore. But wow.
Last year, 18 million people witnessed Honey.
But wow. That is a crazy, insane video. I recommend you guys checking it out. It's now in the description, so please make sure you check the description. It was an amazing live stream. Sorry, I had to split it up to 2 parts, but internet issues. But hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, me reacting to him. Again, I'll be live tomorrow, celebrating New Year's, going into 2026. So, yeah, again, I guess part 3 will take longer to produce, maybe another year, because he did say it might involve him traveling, and he's a one-man team, so making all of this and also investigating all of this. So yeah, but I really do hope that part 3 does eventually come out, because I think it's necessary and that it needs to happen, because, well, I want to see, he needs to show us everything that Honey has been doing, that he has found. And I think he did say that this is still part 2, and call this part 2.5, 2.5, because it's not part 3 and it's not part 2. So that's why I'm saying that this is basically just a step-in video to explain even more what Honey has been doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 2-part live stream. I'm sorry that I had to even make it into 2 parts. My internet issues happened and all of that. So yeah, but I just wanted to come on, talk about this more, and just do a live stream, me reacting to this live. Because like I said at the very, very beginning of this live stream, and at the very beginning of my other live stream, I basically just wanted to help spread the word about this and hopefully spread awareness, because, well, this is definitely something that everyone, and I do mean everyone, needs to be talking about. I do think this is everything this is definitely something, basically, something that people need to be aware of and need to be talking about. So that's why I'm talking about this in the first place. Because I think this is not okay, this is not acceptable, and people need to be talking about this. So